Salam, Lucía, and welcome to this morning stream of Las Plumas. Let's just tone down a little bit the correlate diseases. How are you? Welcome to this later corner of the internet where we talk about our history. Today we're bringing our history back into the conversation. Welcome to Las Plumas. My name is Plumas and I shall be your host for the session. Evening, afternoon, night, early morning, from whatever in the planet you watch me from. And I can see, oh my gosh, so many of my chat already here. Hello Typhoon, how are you ready on time? Yes. Hello Breezes and hello Serapis. It always is a pleasure having you here. And if you're regular to this channel, you've noticed a change. The change is this tiny blob that I have underneath my neck. What happened? Okay. What happened is that we had a problem. We had a problem with my former microphone. If you were here looking off, I just cut down the Triviño's thesis. Thank you for performing. Thank you. I love that piece of music so much. So if you've been here, as I say, longer, you've seen, I think, how's my voice actually? How's the volume, the noise suppression, the all of it, because I forgot how to control Goku, who is this microphone. So my previous microphone, ZF, broke down. How? We have no idea. It just stopped working. It did. It just stopped in the middle of a stream last week. We are trying to find a solution for that. But unfortunately, the sound cut off. Oh, did it? Or are you talking about the last stream? Oh, okay, perfect. Don't worry. If you have any issues with the audio, do let me know. If the microphone is a little bit too loud, too high, too up, if you can hear a lot of noise, background, anything, you tell me, and I'll try to fix it. But yeah, it's just stopped working, and we're trying to figure out how to fix it. But it looks like it doesn't have a solution, at least an immediate one. It's gonna take a long time. Yeah, we could end up trying to get a new microphone, and it's a little bit upsetting because it's not, it's a bit low. Okay, I'm just put, right, I will put the volume a little bit over there. Is this any better? Because I don't want to shout. That's the thing. Does it have a factory guarantee? We're trying to look for that one because yeah, it was a present. So, and it was not that old, but it was recent, it was new. So yeah, I'm a little bit upset about that, but you know, never mind. Show must go on. And fortunately for me, I have Goku. Goku's always loyal to my services. Who of you, this is Goku the second, who are you were here in this channel when Goku the first appeared in our lives? Because I think Typhoon was around the first time we used Goku the first, back on the day. Goku the second to the rescue, indeed. You were here with it, and I think Typhoon was too, when we did that video, that obnoxious but yes, so fun video about Pokemon and Simurgh. Boy, did I enjoy that. It was one of the funniest videos I've ever done. If you see me looking that direction often, it's because we have the biggest storm ever, and I'm really happy, I'm thrilled about this because we have been lacking rain for so long. And if you know a little bit of the geography of Scotland, you know that is not exactly how Scotland works. We have not had that many rain, or much of a rain, I don't know, as much as many, can you count the rain? English. So yeah, I am very happy that it's finally raining, and boy, it is raining a lot, like a whole lot of it. I'm just gonna try to tone this down a little bit. Yeah, perfect, because you make me look you make me look even paler than I naturally am. So yeah. So welcome to the stream. I am thrilled to be here. I'm very, very happy with this stream because I'm going to be honest with you, but even if you're not demanding new content and newer content streams, I was feeling like not myself entirely if I did not bring you new topics and new masses of discussion into our little space. So I'm very happy I gathered the time to do it, to complete a full script. And I need, on that note, to mention my patrons, my beloved Patreon family. I love them so much. They are my biggest support, and they've been so gentle and so kind and so patient. So yeah, all the blessings to them, especially to those of tier Murshid and of tier Ashdod, which, by the way, we reached the minimum Ashdod to have unlocked a new reward for in Patreon. Now we have a private live stream for my highest tier, and I'm really excited about that. Can't wait to talk to them. I'm so very happy. Thank you so much for your support. In case you would like to support this don't know if I should do that, because the last time I did it, like yesterday's stream, I was moving my hands a lot and you could actually hear it on the microphone. I don't know if I should do that, so keep my hands like I'm quiet. So yeah, if you wish to support this project and help me out with the creation of more scripts and more live streams, just give it a thought. Give it a thought. Support us on Patreon from €2. There's a lot you can do. And if not, you can always subscribe to this channel. Hey, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. Convenient. So yeah, I have my tea next to me here, and I received new tea because my best friend, my other half, hello Samurai, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I've had a more or less productive Monday because it's not a festivity here. I've been working. How are you? And oh yeah, the tea. This is the third time I use this one, so it's a little bit off. The color is not as dark as it was, but I got a new bunch of tea sent from Spain by my other half. It's my best friend. Love her. And this is just so nice. I don't remember which one is this one because I have like 3 or 4 packages. Sorry. But I think this one is black tea, green tea, rose, definitely rose petals. And is it cardamom? I don't know. There's something else inside. If it's me, the person who ordered this possibly is lemon. Because I love lemon. And yeah, I'm not going to take a sip because it's boiling. But yeah, should we get into it? Hello, Acha. How are you? Good afternoon to you too. Actually, Bacha, I made a poll on Twitter earlier asking how many of you came to these streams to improve or practice your English. And at least let's check. Let's check. By the way, I haven't made a tweet. I haven't tweeted about us being live. I do need a secretary, like for real, an assistant. Why is that on? So yeah, a lot of you, at least a considerable number of you, come to these streams to practice your English, which is something that is such a big compliment. Thank you. Oh, I feel good about it because you know what? As a non-native speaker, I sometimes feel self-conscious about my English and the way I speak and the way I express myself. So isn't there a way to automate that tweet? No, you have to program it, like schedule it every single time, and I forget because I do other things about my day. But yeah, like if that tweets out, I'm live, but you're live. I will look into it. I'm possibly missing out something because I'm an elder woman. But yeah. Oh, by the way, the other day someone called me a bummer, like it was an insult. Is bummer an insult? Since when? How old am I actually? So yeah, I'm gonna come closer to you and to the table to type that we are live. You can tell me about your day in the meantime. How was it? How was your day? How was your Monday? How this week started for you? Currently lies speaking about no. Already tune in and say hello. Twitch.tv/Las de Simurgh. Yeah, we're good to go. And tweeted, so that means I can go back. So yeah, let's just guess. Wait, I need to prepare because Butcher, I bring you today so many images, and I've cut down the number of images I originally had because they were so flipping many. But I just wanted to show you everything and I couldn't. I was a little bit upset, not gonna lie. But I need to choose one. What about this one? Does that no, this one? All of them are pretty. All of them are gorgeous, aren't they? Let's just which one? All right. I'm just gonna blindly choose one. This one. This one? This one? No. Oh, for English followers, thank you, Samurai. Let's just cheer to that. Cheers to you, all my English beautiful followers, my English speaking followers. Can I actually? Okay, it was a baby sip. Okay, but it's really boiling. I'm just gonna do something with that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm really sorry. I'm awful at this. I just need to choose one. I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna pick this one. I'm staying with this because for today, oh my gosh, Butcher, am I happy? Right, what are they from? Everyone comes from a different place. I mean, if they're not content about saying where they come from, it's fine. But yeah, I can tell you is that every single one of them comes from a different place in the world. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Because today, for this stream, I really wanted to bring art history to the conversation again. You see, yeah, I mentioned this already, but since I've entered the final stages of my thesis, I had very little time to research or work in anything else, actually. And as I said, not bringing more original streams was killing my mood to some extent. So I know this, you're not demanding or blaming me for these sort of posts in the content, but you know, it was something I had to do for myself. You are the best Butcher a Plumas could have. I am very grateful for having you, but I had to do this for myself. So when thinking about topics that I could bring, what is that, Kiwi? Is that Simurgh? Yes, he is. Oh, someone has his Shahnameh game so on point. Yes, it is. And I was thinking about topics I could bring, and I had I had like a revelation, like an epiphany, and I thought, why not tell you about things that I study, like things that do not divert too much from my day-to-day research. And I promise you, some of these things are fascinating. And at last, here we are, another Monday, another original stream. And today we are going to talk about Diez Albums, a collection of works some of you might be familiar with, but still, some of you may not know of them, but they are a wonder to be discovered. So are you ready for the ride? We shall encounter animals, plants, people and dragons, but a lot of dragons, because everything is better with, you guessed it, dragons. I am not even going to apologize for the unnecessary number of dragons in this stream. Will you let me know by the end of it? Maybe we can make a poll. Would you let me know which was your favorite? Because I do have a favorite dragon from this stream, and yeah, I want to know about yours. So first thing is first, what are we talking about? So let's start with the introduction over here. Let me just show you. There we go. So what are the Diez Albums, what are we talking about? The Diez Albums are a collection of works currently at the, and excuse me for my German, Staatsbibliothek from Berlin in Germany, and they are still one of the most enigmatic pieces from Persian art that we preserve. They were named after this Prussian ambassador and diplomat, excuse my lack of German, I'm sorry, Heinrich Friedrich von Diez. I'm really sorry about this. This ambassador stayed in Istanbul from 1784 to 1790 as he was a Prussian envoy at the Ottoman Sublime Porte. Von Diez was then a collector, a connoisseur, a person interested in all the arts of the Orient. Yeah, the Orient, because at this point, in the very last decades of the 18th century, the 19th century only an instant away, a new way of growing interest in the Orient appeared as Europeans saw anything from the Mediterranean towards the East. They were settling in the aesthetics interested of western side of Europe. How am I explaining entirely? Yeah, let's just say that now Europeans had a preference for things coming from the Orient. As I say, from the Mediterranean towards East, everything is the Orient. So then we have also the archaeological missions to the Middle East, the presence of the Ottoman Empire, and the trading of luxury goods with China, for example. They made the taste of society, especially of the highest spheres of society, to grow towards that of exotic nature. I am very much aware that I should dedicate at least one or two streams to speak about Orientalism. Worry not, it does not leave my mind. But what is that, Kiwi? They are the same people who produce the art of Persia. Exactly, these are the people behind the script of the art of Persia. Oh, but Chad, do you want us to watch the last episode? Because I watched it in Spanish and it was truly deeply upsetting. So, yeah, for now, let's just say that the aesthetics of Muslim countries, in this case, started to seem aesthetically appealing, if you know what I mean. For example, we have, there we go, we have Turquerie. The Turquerie phenomenon, which is an artistic tendency that imitated aspects of the Turkish art and culture, quite modified to please new audiences. Here, we have no other than Madame de Pompadour herself, sitting in what's been called a Turkish lady trope, painted by Charles André van Loo. I think he was a Dutch painter, and there's a lot to unpack here, like a lot. We're not going to talk about that, but this is just an example of how the new audiences were producing this kind of art where they were playing with it, they were having fun with placing themselves in this imagined, highlighting the word imagined scenarios and this created environment where Muslim religion, Islamic religion had a lot to say in here. This growing interest in cultures of the Orient made a lot of people hoard a considerable amount of imported goods, and because it was just an aesthetic taste, an idea, these people were not necessarily scholars or archaeologists. Nay, they were collectors from all places. Noble people, traders, ambassadors, didn't matter. Therefore, European people, Europe became a boiling pot, a hot pot for the movement of artworks. Artworks were constantly moving. Louis XV likes this painting. Now we shall pay attention to the Diez Albums. And yes, we have here our first dragon. The Diez Albums are there's a total of 5 of them. There's 5 albums. 4 of them are pictorial, and the 5th contains works of calligraphy. They are numbered 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. But we are going to leave the latter aside for today because, like Von Diez at his time, we will be looking at images. And I feel I have to talk about albums in the Islamic world. What do we mean when we use that expression? What is an album? I know, this one's so cute. Let's just show you something else, shouldn't we? Something that is not a dragon, plumas, is that possible? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, this is not a dragon, this is not a dragon. So, an album, the original word in Arabic, Persian and Turkish we use is muraqqa. And it is an ensemble of works in book form, but they are no narrative. There's no narrative, textual, or even conceptual connection or coherence. There's no need for that. The pieces gathered there are collections. They may or may not be related to each other. Sometimes individual artists produce albums, sometimes they are the result of a recollection, like in the case of these albums, but normally the albums, the folios that we find in the albums come from different sources. This is a thing. This was an already popular art form for collectors since the 16th century. With the change of scenery in the Safavid art market, I briefly touched upon this when we talked about the Safavid dynasty. But just long story short, monumental pieces like books of kings and longer epics were not that trendy anymore in the 16th century. And even though they would carry on being produced, the popularity certainly dropped. Then we had the albums. So these were very popular, and people purchased albums and selected art from particular albums and particular artists to illustrate individual works. But there are some differences between the Diez albums and the 16th century and later albums. T-pause. I am trying to choose another image. There we go. For starters, we have the content. Certainly, we can find images and scenes from epic stories. I'm going to show you because we had, Kiwi guessed it, we have the Shahnameh. All right, do you know what this is? We haven't covered yet this part on the Shahnameh, but can you see her? Can you see her? Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to tell me. I will point things to you. But yeah, as I was saying, we can find scenes from epic stories, entire scenes. Yes, Simurgh, yes, she's there. Good job, Diez. In these scenes, Simurgh has been depicted as a giant rooster. This over there, can you see her? In the far corner to the left. Is he burning a feather? Yes, he is. This is a very rare representation we have here. It's gorgeous. This belongs to the birth of Rostam, which is Zol's son. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it's a very famous episode. But Simurgh, who, by the way, played such an important role in this part, in this episode, sometimes she does not appear there. But here we have her. Here we do. Diez, and yeah, we have entire scenes. I need to find another one to show to you. Where is Siavash? I have so many images here that I've lost Siavash. I'm really sorry, Siavash. That is entirely my fault. Where is Siavash? And because I have the number of the folios, but I did not consider to write down what they were represented. Oh, I found my favorite dragon. All right, this is not Siavash, but it says to it. This is also from the Shahnameh. And I think this is the moment. We haven't read this part either, but this is the moment where Sohrab uncovers Gorda Farid's face and he discovers she's a girl. Gorda Farid is such a nice character, Bacha. I can't wait for you to meet her. So yeah, we have entire scenes, huge scenes from epic tales, but mostly we find sketches. Preparatory drawings, Bacha. I need to show you some of these. I should have put these in order. Yeah, like this one. We have sketches, we have preparatory drawings, doodles, practice material. That is a big difference with the albums from the 16th century onwards. These albums we were talking about from the Safavid dynasty onwards were finished artworks. Sure, they had no coherence and no narrative connection among them, but they were finished works. These ones are not. These are sketches. They are unfinished. And oh, I need to show you some more. What else can I show you? What else? Do you see all the tiny details? That the face of a dragon in the upper left corner. We have these sort of celestial feline grabbing this thing, and then the felines coming, like striding at it. I just really like this. Oh my god, I could spend hours looking at these because they're just so not only beautiful, but they're so interesting to look at. This is one of my favorites, but chat, the tent, the girl in the tent just coming out of it. This is a sketch. This is not a finished piece. Never was intended to be, yet here we have it. And another difference we have that we find between the Diez albums and the 16th century albums is the chronology. Among the more than 400 drawings, doodles and sketches, 400! Many belong to the Ilkhanid, Khalajirid and Timurid times. That means 14th to 15th century, way before albums were a commercial thing in Iran. Just to give you a hint on how amazing this is, let me tell you that we do not preserve all the albums, not as complete as they are from this chronology. It's amazing. However, always bear in mind, and this is important, that these albums were not purchased in the original form. They were obtained from scraps belonging to other books, sometimes ripping the pages of already existing manuscripts. And what I am trying to say with this is that even if what we should keep in mind is even if the albums are not original in their final shape, they still gather novel material from a very early chronology in the illustrated manuscript world, and that for us is priceless as people, scholars who read this manuscript. This is just a gold mine. So, how were these albums put together? How did they come to be? Frankenstein albums is actually a very good point, Pichu. They were assembled from different places and different sources. What I'm about to explain in this stream is a result of many readings, but in the end is my personal approach to the albums. They are a fundamental part of many people's work, mine included, and we can learn so much about them. But if in case you want to read something, I'm gonna go to the other screen just for a moment. In case you want to read something more academic from the Diez albums, I shall recommend you a book that was published recently. I want to think it's 2000 something. I'm checking. What do I do that? 2016. Yeah, this is the book I would recommend you to read. It's called Diez Albums, Context and Contents. It's edited by Brill, and it is actually a very good piece of work, and it covers many different approaches from the Diez albums. So if you wish to have a more scholarly approach to Diez albums, maybe you want, you can check out this one. It's the best. This is not mine. This is from the library, so that's the reason for the barcode. So yeah, here we have it, the Diez albums. But yeah, as I was saying, what we are seeing here, and let's go back to our beautiful screen. I really like this drawing of the tent. I do love it. It's just, I love it. All about it. I do love it. So as I was saying, this is my personal approach to it. This is my version and my interpretation of the albums. So let's get technical now. Folios, this is how we will call the albums. Each album is called a folio. Folio 70, 71 and 72, the first three ones, were acquired in Diez's time in Istanbul, in his lifetime. However, folios 73 and 74 were purchased as loose folios from the bazaar, from the Topkapi Palace, but they were not bound until Diez's death. I'm going to focus on albums 71 and 73 because these are the ones I'm working with currently. Yeah, I need to tell you, but I need to show you one of the examples I had in my... Actually, I think I had this tent with me, didn't I? I honestly don't remember because I was in... I need to show you. I think it's 122. almost 112, 116. Ah, this one I had the opportunity to have in my hands drawings and sketches from Folio 73 when I was in Berlin, and my god, could I be any happier? I miss going to archives and museums for research. Hopefully soon. This was one of the drawings I was working with. By the way, all the images are allowed to be seen online. If I can put this on the chat if you wish to see it. Maybe you're interested in it because there's so many. I said that there's more than 400 drawings. So these is Folio. Yeah, I'm going to just copy paste it here. This is Folio 73. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Folio 73 and this is Folio 71. Is it? Let me just check. Yeah, this is Folio 71. Give me a second. A wee second. So maybe you would like to explore them. Maybe this could be useful for you if you're doing any kind of work about the production of books in medieval times. Check them out. If you speak German, it's far easier. I don't speak German. But I have very good friends and they do. So, we don't know if the albums Diez purchased himself maintained their original shape. We don't know if 70, 72 and 71 were as Diez purchased them. But for example, in Folio 71, I'm going to show you some pieces belonging to Folio 71. In this one, we know, oh my god, I have so many images. So many of them. This is so good. I love showing this to you, Lucía. Have I shown you this one? Oh yeah, this is the 10th one. For example, in Folio 71, we have we know the works belong to a Mongol/post-Mongol period. We're talking about 1260 to 1350, roughly, maybe a little bit later, entering the 1400s. So we assume that these, at least the vast majority of what's contained in the album, they did look like that. They kept the original shape the best, and some of other folios were attached later. These would sort of make sense since some of the images maintain a coherence between them, more or less. I mean, some of them are illustrations from the Book of Kings. Let's just see one of them, the one about Simurgh that I've shown you before, is an illustration from the Book of Kings. This is another illustration from the Book of Kings. So some of them have this contextual coherence between them. I mean, others appear to belong to copies to other works like the Jami al-Tawarikh, which is a compendium of chronicles by Rashid ad-Din from the early 14th century. So generally speaking, Folio 71 has a lot of illustrations, like a lot, as in finished illustrations. The one from Jami al-Tawarikh, we can actually identify it because the way it looks, it has all of them have a very Mongol/Chinese approach to it. I will get to these in just a bit second. But the one we know that follows the illustrations of Jami al-Tawarikh, maybe belonging to a copy of Jami al-Tawarikh, is what is that? Oh, not you, mister. No, you need to remain in the shadows until it's your time to shine. This one is awesome. This one's so pretty. I want you to actually look at all the details over there. Do you see? This is my fab. Do you see the horse is biting the elephant? Do you see that? The elephant's nose is being bitten by the horse. The horse is engaging in combat as well, as fiercely as his rider. I think that's impressive. I really like that. Yeah, do you see that? Yeah, exactly. As in, if lol is what you have to say until, yeah, lol. But also the detail to it, like a poor elephant. Yum, 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 num, 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 num. Yeah, and you can see how the people, the male are wrestling, and they took the cuirasses off and the armor is off. The armor is against this background, which we presume is a mountain or a landscape. They are in the wilderness, and also the elephant seems like it's carrying some people and its back. It's really rich and detailed. This is the illustration that I taught you about, that we think that it belongs to the Jami al-Tawarikh because of the similarities between content. Grabbing the belt in combat is a big thing, right? Yeah, it's a way of bringing your opponent down. You start by that. I think it's like a starting move when you grab your opponent by the belt and you place a hand in his hand or in his shoulder, and then you engage in the wrestling. But this one over here has a very particular way of art. I love why don't I speak of our history more often? I just enjoy it so much. This one, the color scheme, the way the figures are outlined, the plating on the skirts, everything in this picture calls for a very close connection to the Rashid ad-Din Jami al-Tawarikh. So, as I was saying, it could belong to an already existing copy of the Jami al-Tawarikh. Maybe it was a preparatory drawing that was going to be placed in a Jami al-Tawarikh, but it's really difficult to know about individual images. Very difficult, because these images have been cropped and recontextualized. But as I was saying, we also find sketches. It's not only folio 71. It has finished illustrations, like a high number of them. However, this was a good one. In some of them, we can actually see bits of text, and this is a complicated one because it took me a while to locate this one. It's not easy to find the text, but it is I can promise you, yeah, that it is. Here we have, you see in the upper part, this text. There's lines of text. So that implies, you guessed it, cropping. Grabbing the scissors and go chop, 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 and cutting the images, because you're only interested in the appearance of them and the aesthetic approach to them. So you are decontextualizing the images for your own enjoyment. I'm not thrilled about this. Manuscripts, illustrated manuscripts, should not be separated. Text and image belong together. This is the whole book gets understood if text and image are together. Property of Ali al-Jafari, please return if lost. I wish it was that. We say, oh, actually, does it say here? I can't read it properly from here. I will have to like zoom in. But yeah, this is the evidence that these albums were obtained from cropping already existing manuscripts, which is something that is a little bit sad. And we also have some sketches by the end of folio 71. Look, I want you to look at this. Take a good look and tell me if these people look familiar to you. Or, if you want to venture a guess, what do they look like? Could you guess who are these people? I love this one. Don Quixote, good one. We don't know. Is the man on the left a European? You both guessed it correctly. These are European people. The European travelers. Oh my God, Bacha, I don't have it here, but I need to super quickly find it. We have a copy. Oh, where is it? I thought I had it. We have a copy of the Tazza Farnese in this. There's no, Pichu, there are no one. They are not individuals in this that we know of, that possibly they were their own people, but they are not someone that we keep the name and the surname from. These are European travelers copied from maybe a European artwork, because we have, where is it? I can't, I'm gonna find it on the book, because there's beautiful digitized versions of this in the, oh man, aren't they gorgeous? Yeah. There's so many of these. I honestly, I had to do like, all right, I'm just gonna show it to you, but on the screen. That is one of the drawings we have. And then we have this one, also European gentleman. The central one looks like Monty Python, Spanish Inquisition. I wish it was him. So yeah, we have this one, these European travelers and riders depicted on the Diez Albums. And where's the Tazza Farnese? Do you know the Tazza Farnese? Is that a thing that you still study in our history? Because I have no idea. I did study it when I was in art history, like centuries ago. I really like this book. I wish I could afford it. You have no idea how much I cut down though. Expected by no one. Exactly. You have no idea how many images I need to cut down from here. There's so many of them and they're so beautiful. Where's the Tazza Farnese? I'm going to look at the index for a wee moment. I mean, you're not in a hurry, are you? Certainly not. I'm having the best time. Oh, there we go. Found it. So yeah, there's a copy of the Tazza Farnese. Ay, que se me cae el libro. Of the Tazza Farnese. You know, the Tazza Farnese is the one here by my pinky. And then in these albums, we have a reproduction of it by Persian artists. So they copied it. How crazy is that? Isn't this amazing? I think it is. It brings such a different perspective to it. It's a Persian copy attributed to an artist called Muhammad Khayyam in Samarkand. This is from later, a little bit like 15th century, in Timuri times, around 1400, 1450, something like that. So yeah, I think it's gorgeous that we have those. Yeah, it's like, and we have also these European travelers over here. So that tells you a little bit about the interest, and it's just, there's so many things still to discover about these albums. So yeah, we can know that they're European because of the hat, because of the horses, the way that they're depicted. So yeah, I'm not suggesting they drew them live. This is clearly copied by from somewhere else, because if they do draw these people live under their own artistic parameters, they would look different. As we've seen, you know, the streams where I've shown you drawings from European people, Portuguese and Spanish travelers, and they look very different. So yeah, they were copying from original sources, European sources. Then, you know, trade doesn't just go one way. And that is about folio 71, which we have covered. What's wrong with my tongue today? But now I want to talk about folio 73. These are individual items attached to sheets of paper, larger sheets, to make them fit into the standard album structure. As I mentioned before, they were assembled during the diplomat's life, assembled, gathered, purchased, but arranged in an album shape after his passing. So where did he get all these scraps from? How did we get those things? We have no idea, Bacha. We have no idea. But we kind of assume that they would have been purchased like the previous ones at the Istanbul Bazaar, at the Library of Topkapi, and hell knows where else. You know, gathering little bits and bobs pieces. Check out this one, because what do we have in this folio 73, you might ask? Wonders, Bacha. Absolute wonders. Yeah, a bunch of unfinished sketches, studios, preparatory drawings, and more. Some of the preparatory drawings might have served as a catalogue. Let me just show you some more, because there's so many of them, legit so many, and I want to make sure that I show you all of them. Look at this. This is my favorite dragon. Look at his smile. He's smiling. I love him. Oh my god, he's so sweet. Such a big smile you have. I love it. So some of these images might have served as a catalogue or decorative guide people could consult when they wanted to add decorations to manuscripts, for example, but no solely. Here, he's going, I can hear this image. He just made a pun. He belongs, this dragon. All right. Can we make this dragon, but Cha, would you agree? Can we make this dragon the mascot of the Punic team? Because I want to. Please say yes. Please do say yes. Of course, yes! We need to do something about this, yeah. We so do need to do something about this. So, yeah, as I was dragged on into me, So there's no need for these to drag on and on. Oh my goodness gracious, would you stop it? So these drawings, these sketches could serve, as I said, as a catalog, as a training thing. I really like this one. We should come back, we shall come back to this one. But this is not the only illustration I wanted to show you, because some of the illustrations in the Diez album serve as for we call transfer media. What is a transfer media, you may ask? So it's a drawing of a pattern. For example, here we have it. Transfer media is a drawing that is depicting something that could be transferred to other materials like textiles, bookbinding, ceramics, metal, quivers, bow cases, and so and so and so. These are a wonder to contemplate, because we learned so much about the creative process and how some people were involved in creating not only books and manuscript, but just art in general. So as much as we know the creative process took place, like for the conceiving, we're going to start with the conceiving like manuscripts, because like illustrated manuscripts, that's a little bit easier because that's what I know. We know that this took place at the Kitabkhane. Kitabkhane means literally the house of books, so the library. Therefore, we learn that a library can also be a workshop where copyists and illustrators work. So the albums, let's just see something else, shall we? I hope you're enjoying the images as much as I'm enjoying them. I know Typhoon is. So these drawings, I love this crane. I just really like her. She's elegant and she's gorgeous. These would have been seen as a chunk of pedagogic material. I mean, the accumulation of animals, people, plants, and decorative elements could be, like in general, they would be used to train future artists and illustrators and illuminators. They could browse through the pages of these albums or extant drawings and copy and replicate from them. On this note, the beauty, I know, the beauty, they are gorgeous, aren't they? On this note, I have one of these actually. We have this one, yeah, the camel riders, the camel warriors actually. On this note, we have what we name mashka. Mashka is a scrap or exercise for painters to train. We have many of them among the Diez albums, especially in folio 73. But unfortunately, we have no idea and no way of knowing if they were made by masters or if they were made by apprentices. It's one of those things that we don't know about. These are the mashka. Then we have, all right, because some of them are a little bit trickier to put a category in. I think I haven't shown you this one, haven't I? No, I haven't. Then we have the preparatory drawings. This is not the same as a mashk. A mashk is just a training exercise, a doodle, a sketch. You do it and you throw it away. But you have the preparatory drawings. And in these images, sometimes individual figures, actually I should find one with an individual figure, shouldn't I? Yeah, like it kind of defeats my point. Haven't shown you this one. I think I haven't. Haven't shown you this one. It doesn't matter. We can say it again. In these drawings, individual figures were easily recognizable. Like, for example, Simurgh and the dragon, but also human beings. The spectators, the witnesses, and people to fill the background of crowded scenes. These drawings we use to build larger episodes following a more or less fixed iconography because they were copying from it. And say that you want to recreate a court scene and you already have your main protagonist in place, then you play around the space left to study where are you going to place different elements or filler characters. These are what we use the preparatory drawings for. And then finally, we have one of the most interesting to research. And actually, I hope I will do my best to explain you what this is, because it's a little bit, I think I can do that. Yeah, I'm confident about it. Where is it? Where is my special guide? Because I have the opportunity to see and work with this one and to look at it behind the light and with a very powerful microscope. Where there it is. Yeah, this is a drawing of Simurgh, we think, because it could be Fan Huang. I mean, my thesis is about a lot of things. This is one of them, and we can see Simurgh. Hello, Noceros. Oh, you have the background driving home. Did you have fun with the movies? So we have here Simurgh approaching in what we think is an engaging combat situation, and by we I mean me, with a celestial tiger. It's a celestial feline, but we don't know what the heck was this. Okay, this is the problem when you decontextualize some images, that you have no flipping idea what these represent. But yeah, these are Pounce drawings. All of these Pounce drawings are dated around 1400s, and the person behind this datation is David Roxburgh, a scholar who has devoted his career to the study of albums. So recommended. And Pounce drawings are drawings that they have the outlines dotted with a sharp object. You would like just put, you would dot the outline, so it would be easier to trace the silhouette and some details into, for example, a different paper, or into, for example, a different media. These Pounce drawings were supposedly for beginners, so they relate greatly in the reuse of material. So, would that be settling a particular way of depicting some elements, for example, by repetition? It is a possibility. By training the new artist into a particular technique or style, you are establishing the tradition. You are making it settled into your cultural atmosphere. So the Diez Albums, let's just do something else, shall we? Not this one. Where is it? Oh. Another one. I'm not apologizing, I already said that. So the Diez Albums are also a matter of interest because they help us to know how art travels, merges, adapts, and gets reinterpreted in different areas. In other words, we can study the albums to learn about cultural exchange. It's a beautiful combination of words. I love them. The illustrations and sketches do show certain canon of representation. All the dragons look more or less the same. All the riders do look more or less the same. We don't have any of heroes because I like focusing on other things that are not human beings. Human beings receive already too much attention in Islamic art. Nay, I'm going to focus on animals. But by repeating these features, they helped codifying the scenes and the characters, and to define certain iconographical trends, things that were valued, appreciated by the aesthetic appearance. And because educational purposes aside, this graphic material would have helped to define and build a specific visual identity or community, as the scholar Yves Potter says. Also very recommended. So by repeating features, scenes, and characters, you are also perpetuating and synthesizing archetypal visual idioms. The hero, the monster, the good, the evil, the inside, the outside, the safe place, the wilderness, the supernatural, the earthly. Because some paintings were clearly learned or derived from pre-existing material. For example, let's just have a look at the illustrations from the Shahnameh that I talked to you about. Let's see, one that we haven't seen yet. I actually don't know which ones I've shown you and which I haven't. Gorda Farid, I did show you. Siavash, I did show you. Well, this is a party. Not this one, not the party. Yeah, the party. I had it here because I thought it was text in it. Just see Simurgh again. Should we? Yeah, should we see Simurgh again? Of course, we want to see Simurgh again. For example, these Shahnameh illustrations, they are either relaying or heavily inspired or directly copying Jalajurid appearance, with the red background, with the enlarging of figures to make them the center of attention. So yeah, these we can connect. This is also the beauty of the these albums. Sometimes we can connect the scrappy parts of it to different contexts, different areas of productions, to different schools, to different workshops, and we can also ask ourselves many questions about the elements represented in these sketches and preparatory drawings. Where are my ducks? Where are my ducks? Who doesn't like ducks? Do you like ducks, Butcher? I love ducks. Where are my ducks? I think I showed you this one already, but I don't care because ducks are a wonder. All I see is dragons, and I'm not complaining about that, but I need the ducks. Here we have him. So this is the example I chose to talk about this. Because, as I was saying, there's a lot of things we could ask ourselves about this, especially regarding the meaning of certain motifs. So let's talk about these fellas, the ducks. Many of the illustrations and sketches inside these albums contain and follow Chinese art models, as they were created when, well, a wave of chinoiserie was very intense in Iranian art, very intense. Ducks in Chinese context are auspicious creatures. They're good omen birds, symbols of luck. Do you think they would mean the same when transferred into an Iranian manuscript, textile, or bookbinding? Does the meaning travel with the symbol, or does the symbol travel by itself as just a shape? There's still no answer, no exact black and white answer for these questions, but I just wanted to show you what are the things we are questioning ourselves about. Because, as I was saying, there's also the possibility of the re-semantization. That means something that has an original meaning, but then changes. It is changed by cultural circumstances, by artistic choice. Something is changed, and the motif gets entirely re-signified. And we're going to go into use my favorite example for this. We're going to use the dragon, the Ejderha, as we say in Persian. China cannot be understood without its dragons. They are deities. They are among the highest spirits in the mythology and the cosmovision from China. There are many types of different dragons, many, but we are going to stick with one, with Huanglong, the yellow dragon of the center. That was a celestial form of the yellow thearch, the absolute authority rolling upon skies, heavens, and earth. My heart, and this is legit, pounds faster just by thinking of this. So, Huanglong, the dragon in China, could not be any higher deemed. However, then we move to Iran, and even if we have an iconography taken from Chinese sources, because we will all agree this dragon looks Chinese entirely, but they are not the same dragon at all. Like, at all. They have changed. The dragon in Iranian folklore is a harbinger of death, of drought, of disease, of hunger. It's a mischievous creature. It's wicked. It's evil. There are many heroes in the Shahnameh and all the epic tales which greatest deed is to bring down one of these babies. So you see what I'm talking about here? How this has changed entirely. The shape is the same because it looks the same, but the meaning is completely different. For the evil dragons, absolutely. We will cheer for the evil dragons every single time. We stand with the evil dragons in this project, actually. At least I know I do. Cheers to them. I'm trying to find an image, another image I have the pleasure to work with, and I'm not finding it because, as I was saying, I have a lot of images. Where are you? Come out, wherever you are. Are you this one? I wish we could just see everything. I really do wish we could. Haven't we included it here? Oh no, this is not you, baby. Not the time for you. No, where is it? Have I lost it? Like I say, I have so many, but you cannot have an idea. But yeah, The point I was trying to make is that we can also consider how things may trouble without a meaning, but sometimes things do change a lot. I mean, dragons could not be more opposite between them. It's like, there's completely different creatures. I think I don't have this included here, but I am going to show it to you very quickly because you have to see this image. Let me just look for it. Come, baby. They need to see you. They so need to see you. There we have it. Just let me have my moment to crop it and to adapt. Oh, you gorgeous, beautiful critters. Yeah. Here we have them. Here we have it. Do not ask me what the hell is going on here because I don't know either. Bye, Serapis. Thank you. Have a wonderful session. Thank you for popping as always. I hope you have a very nice class. So, bye. So, I don't know if you were curious about this, but part of my job is to wonder what these two creatures are actually pursuing by beating the crap out of each other every single time. It's exhausting. But yeah, the point is, as I said, that symbols change and readapt to a new context. Not without contradictions, of course. The dragon, for example, was a monster, but by influence of Chinese and Mongol codes. Sometimes we can see it being used as a symbol of kinship. But also, very important, this one I had in my hands too. There is the possibility, let's just think about aesthetics, okay? Pure decorative purposes. There is a possibility that all these symbols were regarded as just an exotica matter, as a decoration that added some spice to ceramics, textiles, and manuscripts, but without further meaning nor intention behind them. Perhaps the dogs were put there because someone liked the dogs. We are not that different from our predecessors, Bachar. Keep that in mind. The same way we like things, so did they. How many people you know currently that enjoys this kind of Eastern art, but without thinking of the meaning, just for the aesthetic pleasure they bring? Because it looks foreign, it looks distant, it looks exotic. These are some values that could perfectly be attached to those elements but had nothing to do with the original meaning. Or maybe they did. That is the magic and the curse of the Diez albums. We are not going to know. Sometimes we find these kind of dead ends in our history, points where we need to take a break, to pause and sit, considering that unless we bring someone back from the dead that belonged to that period, and could exactly explain why they did what they did, there are things we can only wonder about, only venture. And for the time being, we shall continue researching and trying to learn as much as we can from these beautiful art forms, which are the extant albums. But yeah, I think these are a one to contemplate, and hopefully you didn't know about these albums, and now I made your acquaintance with them. So this is the stream, Bachar. This is how far we are going to go. Thank you for tuning in with me. Would you like to see all the images I had planned to show you? All of them in order. I can just gonna pass it one after the other because I don't know. Would you like to see them? There's a lot of them. I put the links on the chat, so you can have a browse by yourself. But would you like me to show you all the images? Their girlfriends are on a date. For sure they are. I mean, yeah, I think they're fighting most of the time because all the things that I do also research. Yeah, you want to see them, Kiwi? I will show them just for you. So first we have these combat scene. We already seen them. It's really, it has a lot of movement to it, doesn't it? I have this feeling that it has a lot of movement and there's a lot going on in here. This belongs to a Shahnameh. This is from folio 71. Then we have Simurgh and Zol standing next to her, the birth of his dear son, which is going to become something else, let me tell you, in Iranian folklore. Then I haven't shown you this one because I had so many, I apologize. But these are actually studies, sketches about plants, preparatory drawings just about plants. I love this so much. Then we have this one, which I have shown you because it has a bit of text in it and is one of the images that supports the evidence, that these works were cropped. Then we have the camel riders, which is some, you know, it's very simple, because it is very simple, but it's I really like it. I like the movement of it. I like the study of anatomy. I'm really fonded of this one. Then we have the Paddy, or the angel. We don't know what this is. And we also have these ones that the most boring ones are the ones I like. This boring maybe for you. I know they're the most interesting to me. These are these red sketches, the studies. Oh, there's a cat over there. There's a lion cub. There's some people doing things. There's a man over there standing, holding something in his hands. Then we have Simurgh. I think, yes, here we have Simurgh crossing the fire wall. We'll get that in the Reign of the Shahnameh. We have Sohrab and Gorda Farid in the Shahnameh as well. We have the official mascot of the Ponic team. I'm so happy about this. This is my favorite dragon from all of them, like my favorite. Then we have the girl on a tent, and I know this is a lot of images, but I couldn't help myself. Like, I just couldn't. I really like this one too. And then we have the funny lion. We have the funny lion, and also we have the ducks, and we have the one we think it was copied or taken from Jami al-Tawarikh. There's many of these. There's many that follow this style, but as I told you, I could not include all of them. Like, can you imagine? Then we have the Pounce drawing, which is everything's better with dragons. Yes, it is. We have the Pounce drawing, which is a Simurgh and the Celestial Tiger, and we have the crane over here too. Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? I really like this one. I really like the details about it, and I really like how she is inserted inside this medallion, but still the foliage comes out of it. This possibly was intended for margin illustrations. I think so, yeah. Then we have this dragon in the mountains, which is also one of my favorites. I really like it, but I prefer the... You like the crane or you like the dragon, Bididis? So you see, everything about this drawing is very Chinese, all of it. It has the previous one, the crane. Yeah, the crane's gorgeous. Everything about this landscape is very Chinese. The mountains, look at the mountains. They look foamy. They look like waves, like they are racing from the sea. But it's actually a very Chinese way of depicting mountains. How the trees are knotty and sharpened almost in the edges. This is also a very Chinese technique. Also, we have our fellas, the Europeans. Yes, of course, we have the European sketches. I really like the hat. I do like it. I hope it was Don Quixote. It's not Don Quixote. And my grandmother had a similar print on her couches of a dragon. I hope it's a dragon with tigers instead of dragons. Oh, interesting. And then we have another dragon emerging more or less from the mountains and just raising like this wonderful creature that he is. And also we have, what do we have here? We have the first dragon I show you, this medallion, which also indicates that this would belong to maybe textile, maybe margin illustration, but I really like this one. The twisting of the body, the way it's rendered, the scales, the beard, how the swirly things around the dragon are not fire, they're not flames, it's not fire, it's actually clouds. It's a very Chinese way of depicting clouds, celestial clouds, the clouds that would surround supernatural beings. And last but certainly not least, we have this Simurgh, this pair of birds that we call Simurgh, and the dragon engaging in what you can call a conversation, a fight, an encounter. This is one of my favorites, and I'm very nostalgic because I could draw and take notes of this. And yeah, I miss going to archives. But yeah, this is the stream. But Chad, thank you so much for tuning in with me. I had a phenomenal time. How was the audio? Was it a little bit too like Could you hear a lot of air? Could you hear like my breath all the time? Because I don't have a blinder anymore. I don't have like a protector, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. But how was it with you? It was it nice? Was it okay for you? Is it too low? Is it too... It was fine? Thank you. Clemente. Splendido Clemente. Thank you, Kiwi, for your input. Thank you for the info about the Diez Albums. Anytime, Pichu. I really like it. I think I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start creating scripts that are not so far away from my thesis and my research, because I still want to bring you this kind of content, but it's getting a little bit trickier for me to do like original research, you know what I mean? It was awesome as always. For me, the audio was completely fine. Thank you, Typhoon, so much. I knew you were going to enjoy it. It's just like, there's so many. And again, you have in the chat the links to it that completely digitized, and if you want to get a grasp of it, do have a look, have fun with them, explore all the possibilities with it, because I wish I could show you all of them, but I can't. And oh, thank you, Meridies. Thanks to you, Bicha. And I have a little surprise for you. It's not a big thing, but I'm very excited. On Saturday, because it was voted like so in my social media, on Saturday in our Plumas Royalty, we are going to watch the shadow puppet show Feathers of Fire, which tells the story of Simurgh and Zol and Rudabe. And I am super excited. I have booked the video so we can watch it all together. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, we're gonna watch Feathers of Fire. It's gonna be super exciting. And yeah, that's it. I hope you all can make it. And yeah, I would love actually to see you there. Yeah, that's it. That's the tweet. But as always, Bicha, thank you so much for your company. I really hope film time. I really hope you enjoyed your time. I really hope you discovered something you didn't know about. And maybe, now you know a little bit more about this complex yet wonderful world, which is medieval book binding and creation. I'm really happy to be able to bring you these kind of things, because, I know more or less I know my way around them. So yeah, I'm blabbing right now. I'm just blabbering. I'm saying nothing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to all the new followers that have come recently to the channel. Thank you to all my subscribers. You help me greatly with your subscriptions. Remember that you can support this channel by subscribing via Prime, for example, if you want to. If you have an Amazon Prime account, your subscription really helped me to be here. Also, big shout out to my patrons, my family on Patreon. Thank you for your support. I'm really excited about what's to come in Patreon. And thank you for being there. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the time. And we will see each other. We shall see each other next time on Saturday. If you fancy, if you want to comment, if you also speak Spanish, on Thursday we have a Spanish live stream. So yeah, I shall see you any of those times. If you want to catch me in the meantime, I have Twitter and Instagram, so you can follow that. And yeah, that's it actually. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being as lovely as always. And remember to create, remember to explore, and remember to have a lot of fun. I shall see you soon, Mucha, and until we meet again, I bid you Khodafez!